Right, so we have our saw guidelines cut for the trench on both piece A and piece B. What we're going to do now is we're going to clean out the trench. We're going to take it out with the chisel. So put it into the vise. Don't put it just too close to here. You want to put it not too far away. So you want it relatively close, but I'm going to put my piece in at a slight angle. Not too big an angle, just a little bit of an angle. Tighten up the vise, make sure that's really secure. Mallet and chisel, tend to use the two of these guys together. So I can strike it with this end or this end, it doesn't really matter, whichever. I can strike it with that or that. I put the chisel down on the table. I'm going to catch it like that, take it over and rest it on the top that it's flat, take it out to the edge, and I'm going to drop the angle of the chisel way down. You can see there it's level and I'm dropping it way down. It's going a little bit off the screen there, but hopefully you'll get to see it. So take it down at an angle, a little bit of a tap, up towards, we're working our way up towards the middle. Sometimes the piece will break out and it's not the end of the world, we're not worried about it. So we're working over to roughly halfway across the top of the trench. So do the same again from this side. Hold the handle, catch it, take the two of these together. If you're going to do something with the piece, leave the two of these guys down. Don't be trying to do something with these in any one of these in your hand. So always make sure that the handle of the chisel is down at a steep angle. I'm standing more or less at 90 degrees to the bench. So my left shoulder's at the bench and my right shoulder's kind of pointed right away from it. So I'm worked up towards the middle. That's one side. I'm going to turn it around now. I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to work up, get level first, then work up at an angle. Only try to take small amounts off. You try to take too much off of a big piece, probably break out of it. Not that that's a big problem. And we work down to the line. And I've worked it up towards the middle of it there. So now you can see that this is sloping up in both directions from both sides. So to take that out now, and I'm going to take back to the original place of the start. Well, actually I'll keep it on this side because it seems to be coming out a little bit smoother from this side. And I'm going to have a go at finishing this level. So I get level where level is with my chisel. Make sure you catch the handle on the rubberized grip. Doesn't matter which side you use of that, of the mallet. I'm going to work my way across this here. And a common mistake here with people trying to take the trench out is they tend to angle the chisel down steep and take lumps out of it. So all we want to do is go across it level. And we should be capable of finishing this off by hand. It shouldn't be a case that we'd have to finish this off or be trying to finish this off with the mallet. So you get level there. Keep your hands close to the edge of the piece, and we can work our way across this. Keep both hands behind the cutting edge of the chisel, as a usual rule here. And I'm going to take the piece out of the vise now in a second. I'm just going to show you. We have saw lines. You can see the saw lines that are in that there. The saw lines that are in here, we want to just clean them off. So I'm going to move it over to the other side of the vise this time. And something that's a nice technique to get used to is to rest your hand here, rest the chisel on it, and then just work the chisel across to clean exactly to your saw lines. Now if your saw lines are good, your chisel won't be a big problem. And I'm purposely going down just a little bit more than what I need on the edges here, so as I can show you how the edges are supposed to be cleaned out. And I just clean that until it's perfectly flat. There's still a little hint of a line of the saw track here in the center, but I don't want to take it down any more than that there. And you can see there's little bits sticking up on the edge here. And the way to clean those are that you place it down on the bench. You take your chisel with your thumb placed on the top of the chisel, hands behind the cutting edge, well secured on the bench, and using the weight of your shoulder straight over the top of the chisel, clean down to remove any pieces that are on the edge of the trench. We can do the same thing on the other side as well too. And I'll just to show the finishing off of this here. You probably can make out just about the saw line. And there's very little now to clean off that. And again, I'm going to put my thumb on the top of the chisel, hands behind the cutting edge, make sure that's resting well on the vise. I'm trying to keep it in the camera here, which is not the easiest. And that'll take out our pieces. And when we look at that, that should be perfectly square, cut to our guidelines. If our guidelines are good, so there should be nice, clean section on that there coming out. And you can actually use this to check to see that the surface is flat, the straight edge of the square. And another thing you can do is when there's someone sitting beside you, you can take the piece and you can slide it in and check it out to see how it fits. I'll just put it across the whole lot of the piece. Do you see? So that gives us an idea that this should be fitting in. It should be nice and tight. There should be no seams in along the shoulder lines. It should be nice, clean shoulder lines, and should be sitting down nice and flat onto the piece. And that is how we cut out our trench. There is a couple other little things in it here, but we'll show them to you in class.